Hey everyone, it's the Productivity Doc coming at you with tips and tricks for healthcare professionals and others to help avoid burnout, get more done in less time, work smarter, not harder, and make more time for the more important things in life. So I'm actually off on vacation with my family right now, but I thought that I would take a little bit of time to film a short video. I know that when I started the channel, one of my main goals was to help people avoid burnout. And although I think that with my other tips about how to save time, how to improve or help maintain energy levels throughout the day and concentration throughout the day, I do think that that goes a long way towards helping to avoid burnout. However, in this video, I just wanted to really focus down on the sort of the base of the matter here and just sort of help define burnout, define the symptoms, and also talk about some ways of some things that we can do about it to sort of help start going on the path to healing and not just reacting to everything and getting all irritable and stressed out and whatnot. So I thought that I would start by defining burnout. What is burnout? The APA defines burnout as a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion accompanied by decreased motivation, lower performance, and negative attitudes towards oneself and others. Sound familiar? It's something that unfortunately is quite endemic amongst healthcare workers, especially primary care healthcare workers. There have been studies that have found that even before the pandemic, rates were anywhere from 30 to 40%. Ever since the pandemic, they've shot up to 50, anywhere from 40, 50 to 70%. Even I think there was one paper that had suggested 80%. So it really is quite a problem. And if the healthcare workers are the ones who are taking care of society, if they go, who's going to take care of society? It's not going to be a good thing. So I thought what I would do in this video is sort of define the symptoms of burnout, define what we can do about it, and maybe some of the things that help to lead to burnout, so that we can maybe start to think about other creative ways of avoiding it as well too. So um, in terms of symptoms of burnout, they're actually really quite similar to symptoms of burnout or of depression. They're often described as having very low energy. People who are suffering from burnout often talk about their glass being empty or their tank being running on fumes. And so, I mean, they're puttering along, but they're puttering along at very low energy. They're also often very irritable. Things will make them upset almost at the drop of a hat. You might get upset about things that you never would have gotten upset about before, and just general irritability, which is not good for your relationship with your family and with your staff and whatnot, and colleagues as well too. You may also become cynical or really quite critical at work and have poor concentration. So in many ways, it's very similar to the symptoms of depression. However, it's been sort of recognized as yeah, oftentimes you're not feeling depressed, more just sort of irritable, low energy and whatnot. So um, what are some of the things that can lead to burnout? Definitely just high levels of stress. I know personally, and from my own experience, just you see 30 patients or patient equivalents a day, and then you go home and you have to deal with the 200 pieces of paperwork, and it never seems to end. And you feel like if you take a night off, tomorrow it's going to be 400 pieces. So that is just that ongoing chronic stress is really quite difficult. Having a lack of control over your situation can also be a pretty big factor in bringing it on. Unclear job expectations. I find one thing that's really quite difficult is you often get, the specialist will write you a note and they'll say, I think patient needs this or patient would benefit from that. And they don't say, hey, I've put them on this med or I've ordered this test. I even had a stamp where I would send it to the specialist and say, hey, on this date, you said that the patient would benefit from this. Am I assuming that you've ordered this? Can you please clarify? And, sometimes after sending that note a couple of times, and people would just put that in their note. I think they need this, and I'm going to order it, or I think they need this, and family doctor needs to order it. And that's another issue, but we won't get to that today. Other things that can lead to it: dysfunctional workplace dynamics, um, and sort of lack of social supports as well too can be really quite problematic and lead to burnout. So these are just a few of the things that can really put you at risk of heading towards burnout. And so now I wanted to talk about some things that we can do to help start to pull ourselves out of that situation or start to heal from the situation. So things that can be helpful, first of all, I mean, you're not going to start solving a problem until you admit that you have one. So we often have to admit to ourselves and maybe to others that we are suffering from burnout. And that can often be the first step on our way to healing. If you're able to put some distance between yourself and the stressful situation, if you're at a situation where you can leave the job and you don't need the job, maybe that's the best thing to do. Or maybe you can talk with supervisors or talk with other colleagues and say, hey, listen, I think we need to do X, Y, and Z to make this sustainable. Otherwise, I will not be able to be here anymore to help out. Could you reduce your hours, reduce patient loads, maybe take more time out for relaxation? That can be helpful as well too. So it could look anywhere from, taking a few days off or taking a month off of stress leave to just quitting the job even, or career change. Yeah, but each person has to sort of determine for themselves what the best situation is for them. Um, Another thing that's really important, by the way, these suggestions come from the Cleveland Clinic, just um, to give credit where credit is due. You want to focus on your own health. So focus on sleeping well, eating well, Evelyn. Okay. Make sure that you're exercising well, and taking that time out to sort of really focus on what you need to do to get better. You may also need to reevaluate your goals and values, right? Um, you know, Sometimes, especially when we're burnt out, we're rushed, we may not be making the right decisions, right? So, am I making the right decisions in this case? Is the workplace conducive to me making those decisions? And if not, maybe we do need to make a change. You can also explore alternative paths. I know of quite a few doctors who have changed their career within medicine, maybe gone from emergency to a specialized version of medicine, just because they were so burnt out. Maybe there are other opportunities as well to research other things that might be better off for you and might lead to a better and more happier career in the long run. Um, you may need to take a break or make a change. So there's quite a few things. It's not an easy situation, but if you can sort of admit that you do have the problem, take one step at a time, you can start to make a change and hopefully make a better situation for yourself and for the community as a whole. So I do hope in the future to sort of do more deep dives into burnout, into maybe the factors that cause it, maybe ways of dealing with those factors, and also to sort of talk about maybe each steps of different things that you can do to help out with it, just to sort of drill down and sort of help you out. So what I'd probably say is, if there's one thing that I hope that you can take away from this video is, if you do feel that you're burnt out, maybe look at your situation. What is it about your situation? Are there any easy fix? Maybe you can talk to colleagues about certain situations, certain things that can help you out, and start making a change in those areas. Sometimes, if you look at the Pareto principle, it says that, maybe 20% or 80% of problems are caused by 20% of the issues. Sometimes if you can just change that 20% of the issues, you may find that you're so much better off. So sometimes doing that can be really quite helpful. So anyway, hopefully you find this helpful. If you have, give it a like, hit that little thumbs up sign down below. If there are any things that you want to see me make a video about in the future, leave a comment below. And if you want more tips and tricks, hit that subscribe button. Have a good one, and I wish you the best of luck. Bye-bye.